That's another thing. I'm really into photography, but I'm not an expert. These are some books that I've just been making over the years. That's my husband, and who is now deceased. And it makes me a little sad that he's not here for this event when I'm looking at these.
When she had cancer the first time, one of the biggest memories is that I didn't know how bad it was because they were so positive about it that there was no time to be upset about it. That all came later when I was older and understood, and when she got cancer the second time, before May was born, she got the thyroid cancer, and then the third time when she had the leukemia.
In 1989, my daughter was in Huntsville Middle School, and my son was in college. They're 9 years apart. So I was just teaching school, and everything was going well. And one day, just out of nowhere, I saw a lump on the top of my breast. I got another lump under my arm, so I went to the doctor, and it did come back as breast cancer. So I was referred to Dr. Schroeder, Marshall Schroeder, and he was very uplifting about it. So I was encouraged, and I told him I wanted to keep teaching. So I did continue teaching, and a funny thing about that time was I said to him at the beginning, you cannot let me die because I have a girl in middle school and her father doesn't even know what she eats for lunch. So you have to keep me alive until she grows up and can take care of herself. I was depressed during the first part of it because I was so scared. But once I got into treatment and realized we were making progress, I was pretty much okay. And after that 5-year period, when everybody thinks, after 5 years, if you're still okay, you're pretty good. And I was fine for 30 years almost. And then 2013, I retired from teaching. And 6 months later, I found out I had thyroid cancer. And it appeared not in my thyroid, but in my upper spine. And so I came back from that surgery and had treatment with Dr. Stopenall, did radiation for quite a while. And I was floating along with that for a while. And 2 years ago, I got a call after a blood test that my blood count was extremely low. And Dr. Schroeder told me I had acute myeloid leukemia. So he's been treating that, and so far so good. And all 3 of my cancers, when I was going through breast cancer, and that's the most scared I've ever been, because I was only like 44 when that happened, and I was always putting things off and saying, oh, that's too expensive, we'll do that another year. And I learned from that experience when I got well that life can be very short and you need to enjoy every moment of it. So I think that was a blessing that helped me have a more cheerful, uplifting rest of my life as it is so far. And when I was asked to participate in this White Linen and Wine, I really hadn't heard much about the Russell Hill Foundation. I hadn't needed them. I was fortunate enough to have really great insurance. And I told Emily Davis, I'll think about it and I'll let you know soon. And so very next morning, I had chemotherapy, and Dr. Schroeder said, I need you to run by the pharmacy and pick up this medication to take home. And so I said, sure. And I went to the pharmacy, and there was kind of a downtrodden man standing there in front of me that looked, I don't think he was homeless, but he was close. And he was getting 8 medications. And he said, I really don't have any way to pay for this. Is there somebody I can talk to? And the pharmacist said, it's okay. Russell Hill has taken care of it. The social worker is on it. And I thought, okay, this is a sign. This is a wonderful institution, and I need to do whatever I can to help them help more people, because cancer is bad enough without having to worry about how you're going to pay for it.